So shall I keep both link?
This session. Okay. Are you able to see my screen?
Just 1 minute. Yeah, I can see.
Okay, great. So I have a few announcements before I start. Okay, and then I will hand over to you, and yeah, you can after that continue. So just wait for a few minutes to start, and yeah, after that we'll continue. So
Yeah, okay.
yeah,
Thank
so
you.
what are you going to talk today on Azure
Logic apps.
Logic Apps? It's
Logic.
a really interesting
Yeah,
topic actually. It's
yeah,
with with all Azure services nowadays, it's really
yeah,
important.
yeah,
Okay, let me just go through a few slides. Hey, hello
yeah.
everyone. Welcome to Azure Singapore community. We have recently rebranded our community to Asian Cloud Community, and there are multiple communities in that. So it's from Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Sri Lanka. So if you haven't subscribed, so you can subscribe our Twitter, and so all our sessions updates are mostly we are frequently updating there, and Twitter and our website, which is the Asian Cloud Community .com. And so if you haven't subscribed our on a Facebook group, so it's a MS Technical Community, and we our all our session related informations are frequently updated there, and it's a very large community, more than 700 members in that, so you can join there. And Azure Singapore community is a part of just Microsoft technical community, and there are a lot of other communities as well, like .NET community and data community, uh, ML community. So if you are interested of Power Apps, also if you are interested in any one of the topics, so you can join our meetup.com MSSGUG, and we have our YouTube channel. So all our are recorded. So all our session recordings are available on our YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you like to present or host a session, we are welcome. Please, you can email to us or contact any one of our organizers. We are very happy to like host your sessions, or maybe give you opportunity for hosting the sessions. uh, these are the few sessions we have done in past. So as you can see, there is a playlist for Azure Singapore community, Azure Singapore sessions. So we have done sessions on DevOps, API building series, and IoT series. And today's session is really unique and very important sessions, and for Azure services like Azure Logic Apps. So Alpa is going to talk on Azure Logic Apps for everyone. She's going to talk on more on how everyone can start with Logic Apps from scratch, or maybe like a beginners. And about Alpa, she is a consultant, Azure consultant with data and technology at Cluster Reply UK. She is from UK, and she's also a certified engineer, say data engineer, and Microsoft trainer. And she's working on Azure services like Logic Apps, Azure Functions, or Azure Key Vault, Data Factory. So yeah, I think this session is going to be really interesting. So we have done something similar, not I will say exactly, because this session is very unique. So about something similar like Azure durable functions fundamentals. Yeah, so maybe if you like, you can see on Azure playlist on our YouTube channel. We have also done some chartbuster sessions with few MEPs before. So John Saville, Dermot Brown, or maybe, so you can watch on our YouTube channel. All the session recordings are available there. And there is also a session happening in our data community, which is on 9th December. So it's more on Power BI, and it's more completely dedicated to Power BI sessions. So if you are interested and in Power BI, like developing the Power BI reports with R and Python, or maybe XML endpoints in Power BI, so that would be is interesting for you. And this is our YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And yeah, so before I hand over to Alpa, so there is a few reminders. Please keep yourself on mute. If you have any session, if you have any queries or anything, you can use the raise hand feature. And this session is being recorded. If you like the session, please spread the words on social media. So yeah, I think for me that's for me. So yeah, Alpa, I think it's over to you. So maybe
Thank
you can
you.
just brief about yourself and yeah, what you're going to talk on today. So
Yeah, sure. Hi all. Thank you and welcome to my session, Logic Apps for Everyone, here at Singapore community. I would like to share my screen.
yeah.
Uh, I'm not able to do that, I
Oh,
think.
okay, okay, just a minute. I think maybe I haven't
Yeah,
make you presenter. To
yeah,
make you presenter. Yeah. Now you can try.
yeah, okay. Can you all see my screen?
Uh, yes, I can see. No, I cannot
Okay,
see your screen. Only your profile is showing now as of now.
okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm sharing my, yeah, yeah. Uh,
Maybe you can just again, cancel and then
okay,
reshare.
okay, yeah, sure. Yeah. Can you see now?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay, thank you so much. So let's start with slide. Yeah. Okay, once again, thank you all and welcome to my session, Azure Logic Apps for Everyone. Purpose of this session is to provide you a very quick overview of Azure Logic Apps, and so you can apply this idea into like any your business scenarios. Hi, actually I'm echoing. So can you
Uh,
help me on that?
sure. Okay. Let me check.
Yeah.
I think echoing will be from. It should not be from here.
Still, I close the team.
Yeah, you can. You can please. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Alpa, maybe maybe you can just unmute yourself and I think you have exit from Teams. Teams is the main. You need to join the Teams actually. StreamYard is a live link, so you just need to join the Teams. Yeah. Hi, I think you are on mute. Okay, you are on mute on Teams. Uh, Alpa, you are on mute. Maybe you can exit StreamYard and just on Teams. I think that should be okay. You just exit, okay, and just be on Teams. Your voice is still on mute.
Okay, this is much comfortable because
Okay, that's
I
fine.
was not able to concentrate because I'm hearing my sound 2 times.
Okay. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
No, sure, it's okay.
Let me share my screen.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. No, sure.
Oh my god. Yeah.
That's sometimes problem with the live. You know.
Yeah. Now much comfortable.
That's okay. That's okay. Sure.
Okay. So is it visible? My screen is visible.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is. It is.
Yeah. Okay. Let's start again. Thank you all and welcome to my session, Azure Logic Apps for everyone. Purpose of this session is to provide you a very quick overview of Azure Logic App, so you can use this idea into your business case, which can be like anything like apps, service, or system related. If you like to connect, then Azure Logic Apps will help you because it's a very good integration service, and you can use it with IoT, or you can use it with data side or app side or system sides. So you already know about me. So let's keep this one and let's move to today's agenda. So today's agenda is divided mainly into 3 parts. In first part, I'm going to give you a very quick overview of Azure Logic Apps, so you will get idea what it is, why we use it, and how to use it, and tools about that when you would like to start your first Logic Apps. And then I will show you a quick demo to create a logic apps, and then I will show you another demo which have a cognitive service, which is a sentiment analysis. So let's move into first one, which is overview of Azure Logic Apps. What is a logic apps? So it is a cloud-based platform for creating and running automated workflows that integrate your apps, data, service, and systems. So you can connect any other systems in a logic apps. So they have inbuilt connector available, but it's not available for particular situation scenarios. Then you can create your own connector as well. So it's very powerful services. So let's see example. So for example, you would like to schedule and you would like to get emails when, for example, when file is created in your blob storage and you would like to schedule some another steps and you would like notification as well, then Logic App is best for you and you can do it that is very quickly. You can create your workflow very quickly there. Another example is when in your SFTP server or FTP server, you have already loaded a file and you would like to move that file into somewhere else, or you would like to do some process after that, or you need some notification, then Logic App is the best for you. You can create that workflow automatically and very quickly. So it automates your flow. One more is tweets. in a social media websites you get, or any other websites, online websites, you have a feedbacks, you have a review comments, or you have a ratings as well. So in this situation you can use Azure Logic Apps, and you can create a workflow which help you to identify which service or product is poor and is get negative feedback. So you can apply sentiment analysis in a Logic Apps, and then you can improve your service based on finding a negative feedbacks. You improve your feedbacks, your service, and you can improve customer satisfaction as well. And here you can send a text, or you can send a emails, or you can send an alert, or you can store a result in somewhere else like Google Drives. So this all thing you can do automated using the Azure Logic Apps. Azure Logic Apps is very very powerful, and you can apply in like many scenarios. So let's start. So here I have given you more one link which provide you more information if you like to know about Logic Apps and more scenarios as well. So let's start with next topic, which is why use Azure Logic Apps. So first reason is it's a cloud-based serverless engine. So that means you don't need to worry about your compute infrastructure, you don't need to worry about web server configuration or software installation. Azure will do it for you. So we can say that you don't need to worry about hosting, scaling, managing, monitoring, and maintaining your solution. You can purely focus on your implementation. So that is a one benefit if you use Azure Logic Apps. Next one is it's a no code or low code solution. So you can easily build a workflow by just a drag and drop. So you don't need to worry about programming language or like that. Next one is you only pay for what you have used. If your Logic app is you created but it's not running, then there will not be any charge. You won't get any charge for that execution. Next one is you can means there are available connectors which you can use in your Logic apps, which is a B2B or other one, which is not related to your one or not is your service. For example, you can use a Gmail connector to send email. You can use SMTP connector. You can use Twilio. You can use a tweets. So that kind of the connector you can use. And you can use it very, very quickly by just selecting and by using drag and drop manners. And if you need some connectors and which is not available, then you can create your own custom connectors. And you can do it by writing your code in a C# language, or you can write into another programming language, and then you can create your custom connector. So that you can use in a Logic Apps without knowing the which language they are using. You can use that connector by just drag and drop manner. Also, you can monitor and you can login. You can see monitor and login information in a Azure Logic Apps without writing any codes or without spending much time on that, because you can see it's inbuilt when you create a Logic Apps. It provides the seamless integration with other Azure services, for example, Azure Function, Azure Data Factory, and other Azure services. So it's very easy. You can use it in your other Azure services. So for example, in Azure Data Factory, at the moment, there is no any facility to send an email, which is a customized email. So in that case, you can use a Logic Apps. You can easily integrate Logic Apps in your Azure Data Factory, and you can send an email, customized email by using the Logic Apps and with other email connector like Gmail or Outlook or Office 365. And last but not least, it provides you scalability, as it is a platform, a serverless engine and platform as a service, and it provides security because it's a Azure service. So these are the main benefits, and that's why you should use Azure Logic Apps. So now let's move into next one, which is how does it work? It's very, very simple. You first need to decide trigger. trigger is nothing, but it's like something is happen, and if you want to execute your flow, so that's its trigger. So a trigger is the first step you have to have in your workflow, and based on that, it will execute other steps. Based on that, it execute your workflows. So it specifies the conditions for the running any further steps in that workflow. And if you want to see example, then we can see that when new file is created in your blob storage, and then you want to do some specific task, then you can use a workflow. And based on that condition, it will execute the workflows. When new file is created, then some specific step you will write down and that will execute. So that is a trigger. So first you need to decide your trigger. And it's for logic app, you have only and only one trigger. And you specify actions. And action is nothing but it's like operations. So which operations you want to do? When this happens, then what you want to do? So you need to define here that when file created in your blob storage, then you would like to update some tables, or you would like to update someone, so by a message or by email or by alert, and or you can schedule another workflow as well based on that. So that is a action. And so as we said, it's some operations which in your workflow. And if you want to see example, then when you move a file into another blob storage, so for example, when particular trigger is triggered, then you need to do something. You need to move your file from blob storage to archive blob storage, or you want to send email to someone. So this is a very simple way your logic apps works. You need decide your triggers, and then you need to decide an action. And actions have a sequence of action, and action has a steps as well. So these are the very simple things when you want to create your logic apps. So now let's move into next one, which is when you want to create your logic apps, then how you will do it, what tools and technology you use for creating your logic apps and deploying your logic apps into different environment. So first one is Azure Portal. You can create your logic apps using Azure Portal, which is very, very simple, and it's very good for any beginner to create a logic apps using the Azure Portal. And for that, you need your subscription. You can use a free subscription, or you can have your Office subscription, or you can have as a part of a Visual Studio subscription. So that is Azure Portal. You can create that one using the Visual Studio as well. So Visual Studio allow you to do mix of both. You can have a code as well as you can modify a drag and drop design as well. And you can use using the Visual Studio Code, which is purely JSON code. So if you are familiar with JSON code and you would like to create from your logic apps from start, from writing a code into JSON format, then you can use a Visual Studio Code. You can use Azure Resource Manager template, which is ARM template, which is also a JSON format. You can use a CLI, and you can use a PowerShell. So these tools you can use to create your logic apps. And you also use a similar tools to deploy your logic apps. Once you have developed your logic apps, you can deploy your logic apps into different environments using the same tool, like this all 5 tools. You only not deploy using the Visual Studio Code. So these are the tools which we use to create our logic apps, and we use to deploy our logic apps. So now let's start with a demo. So let's go to Portal. So here you can see that portal.azure.com. You can create your logic apps, but so let's create here logic. You need to search here logic apps, then it will comes. But I have already here, so let's click here. And now I'm going to add here one logic apps. So these are the basic things you need to add when you create your logic apps, like how you create other Azure resources as well. So first one, you need to create your resource group. So let's create new one. If you already have, then you can select it. Otherwise, you can create it. So let's create new resource group, which is Azure's is it? Yeah, this is my resource group. I just given one name. And here you can choose a consumption base or standard logic apps. So it's better you create a consumption base when you study or when you do POC or like that, because it's only charge you when you consume it. And standard one is for fix. It will charge you even though you not use it. And it's for based on a tenancy. If you're using multi-tenant or single tenant, based on that you can use. And here you can give a suitable name. So for your logic apps, and it's unique across your region. Logic apps, and that's a taste. Let's give this a taste one, and that's it. Now you can create and review. So this way you will create your first logic apps. And here you can see summary as well. Your logic apps name, your region, and at the moment we have a disabled log analytics because for demo purpose I really don't need that. And if you select and if you really need, then you can use it. Otherwise, you should keep it off so you won't get storage charge. So this way, I'm just creating my first logic apps. And then we can go to resource. So when you go to resource, you will see that if when you create your first logic apps, it look like this way. So here you would like to know about the logic apps. So this you can see YouTube links here. It's a very quick, only 2 to 3 minutes one. Here you can see that these are the common triggers. So like you can trigger, you can execute your workflow. Your workflow can be automated based on these triggers. When a message is received in a service bus queue, based on a recurrence, based on any HTTP requests received, based on when new tweet is posted, and there are many, you can see that. So these are the common triggers. So if you're not matching any of the trigger, then you can create your triggers by just using the HTTP request received. So these are the templates. So these are the inbuilt templates which you can use it. It's ready to use, and you can create same scenarios. So these are the all basic scenarios as well. If you like to study a little bit more, and it's very simple. You just need to select them, and it will create. You will create it very quickly for that. So let's start with a blank one first. This is my blank logic gates, and just I want to trigger based on HTTP. So here you can see that you can add trigger first. So here you need to select operation. So I'm selecting the HTTP request. That's it. And one good advice is always save when you add anything in here. Because if you get some issue in next step, then it won't allow you to save. That's why you should save. Always use try to save it, which create a new version. So this is my logic F. And now I'm saying that it's a HTTP request. When HTTP request receive, trigger this. And then I'm adding here steps. And let's read Key Vault. So this is a Key Vault. You just need to search that and it will come here. So you see that these are the all operation you can choose from your Key Vaults. Yeah. So and you need to specify once. Let's delete this one because it's came very quickly. Let's add here again action Key Vault. So these are the all action you can do it in your when you using the Key Vault operation. So I need only secrets from my Key Vault, so I'm choosing that one. And so here I need to provide my Key Vault name. So let's give a Key Vault name is this. You just need to give your Key Vault name, and it will ask you to sign in. And it's connecting to my login information related to Azure subscription. That's it. So now it's connected, and it will automatically give here all secrets which are available into this Key Vault. So at the moment I have only one secrets available. So let's pick this one and let's save this one. So that's it. That much simple it is. So now I would like to send an email or anything, I can do it that, and I can run my trigger here. So it's now executing my triggers, and you will see here information as well. So it's green. This green, this mark means it's successfully done. Otherwise, there may be a red or maybe a black sign. So that means black means it hasn't executed, and red means it's failed. And here you can see that information as well. This is a secrets. You can see input and output as well, because your action has the input and your action has the output. Action is taking input from triggers or another actions, and is passing an output as output to an output and as input of another action sequential as well. So here you can debug your values as well, that value is correct or not, or like that. So this is my first trigger. So you can see that code as well in here. So this is a code which is a JSON code, and everything you do in your logic apps, behind the scene it automatically generated code which is in a JSON format. So these are the code, and this is the design. And let's go back to here now. So this is an overview when you create your first logic apps. Here you can see that information about your logic apps and other information like it's enable or disable, and you can see that how many times it's success or fail in few last 24 hours. And you even see a JSON code here as well. And you can see here run history, trigger history, and metrics. So this is a run history. And if we refresh, it's one run because we have run one time our logic apps. And you can click here, then you will see same thing which I showed you earlier this way. So if your logic app has run more than one time, then you will see all version information in here in run history. Here you will have a lot more entries, and you can debug as well if you need something specific to your solution. And this is a trigger history as well, so you can see that as well. And that is our overview. And this is your logic apps design which we have already seen. This is a code review which have seen as well. This is an important thing which is version. So every time you save your logic apps in a designer, it create a new version for you. So in case you want to roll back, you want to deploy previous version, then you can easily go to here. So here it has only one action, which is a trigger one, and here which is the latest one, and you can see it has a two action. So if I thought there is something mistake and I want to roll back it, then what you need to do, you need to select a particular version, and then you need to promote it. So when I promote this and when I save it, then this is now my current version. So I saved already as well. And if I go to here, you will see that now it has removed that Key Vault action in our latest version, which is here. Here you will see that it has removed out that. So if I want to get back latest version, previous version, then this is the latest version at the moment, and this is a previous version, and I can promote it. Similar way you can deploy as well in another environment. I save it. So this way you can use your version history as well. So now let's go back to, this is API connectors. So when you use, see, I have used Key Vault. So it generated a Key Vault connector here. If I use Gmail, then here you will see all the connector. If you use SQL, Azure SQL Server, or those kind of blob storage or anything, you will see here connector, new connector will comes because it's, and here you can see the information about your connector as well. So that is a API connector. You can edit as well. If sometimes your SQL Server password is a mismatch or something, then you can change it in here. So that is your connector, and here you will have more information if you'd like to see anything about Logic Apps or uh, uh, inbuilt templates or something like that. It help guide you for that. And you can monitor is, as well said, you can monitor your Logic Apps. You can have alerts, you can have a matrix, you can diagnose as well, and you can have a log as well. So this all which we at the moment disable it, but you can enable it as well. And here you can diagnose it. You will see that how many times it's failed, success, and there is any errors or like that. And this is a main important thing, which is the export. So you can export your Logic Apps. Because if you like to deploy your Logic Apps in different environment using the CI/CD pipeline, then you can go to export template, and then you will see that here it has a parameters and a resources. So you can copy this file in your Visual Studio Azure Resource Group project, and then you copy that one and you slightly change something. For example, you need to change your subscription because you are deploying into different environment, have a different subscription. So, or if you like to see something else like a location, region, then you can slightly modify it. You can parameterize it here, and then you can use that one in your CI/CD pipeline to deploy into another environments. So that is a Logic Apps in here front end. So I think let's show you some more things. So here you can refresh it, you can trigger it, and you can edit as well. You can delete your Logic Apps if you really don't want your Logic Apps you have created for dummy purpose like POC purpose, and you would like to delete it, then you can delete it from here, or you can temporarily disable it. So it's like it's triggering every second and you don't want to do that one, then you just make it disable it. So once your Logic Apps is disabled, you're not able to, it won't be able to run it either automatically way or manual way. So for that you need to enable it, and for that you just need to click here again, then it will enable for you. You can clone your Logic Apps by just clicking here, and you can give her name like this is second Logic Apps, and you will see that it will create another Logic Apps for you. So it has exactly same thing in your current Logic Apps, and it's copy everything in your another Logic Apps. So that way you can clone as well. So if I go to this resource group, you will see that now I have a 2 Logic Apps because it's still running. So it's still running it, but you will see here second Logic Apps here. So this way you, when you clone it, it will create another Logic Apps for you. So that is a Logic Apps. Now let's go back to, let's close this one because we don't need it at the moment. Now we go back to a next topic, which is a next demo, which is a sentiment analysis using Azure Cognitive Service. So here is our scenarios. So we would like to monitor our feeds based on Azure Singapore community. When someone is a hashtag with that and they will write down positive or negative feedbacks or comments, then we would like to monitor it and would like to improve our service if there is a negative feedbacks. So, and we would like to do it in a real time notification, real near to real time notification, which related to especially a feedback, negative feedback. And once we find a negative feedbacks, we would like to send someone in a mobile, or we would like to send via email, or we can store in somewhere like a Google Drives in Excel file, or we can store in Azure table or a Azure SQL server or a SQL server. So you can do that all things in a here using the Logic App workflow. So first of all, we need our Twitter connector. We need a connector is nothing but is holding the connection information. So here we will create a Twitter connection which have my login information. Then we have Azure Cognitive service, which is a text analytics, which apply the sentiment analysis on each tweets. And then we have another connector, which is a Office 365 or Outlook connector. Or you can have a SMTP connector as well, or any other connectors which provide the email functionality, sending email functionality. So these are the connectors. And then, like for example, if someone is posting anything regarding Azure Singapore community, and then then Logic Apps will trigger, and it apply the sentiment analysis on that feedback, and it find out if it's negative feedback. Then what it will do, it will send an email to some specific person who handling the community, and then they will analyze it, and they will try to make it change if something is really needed to change. So this is the things. So this way I would like to show you this demo in next one. So let's move into our here. So for that, let's go to Logic Apps. So this is my Logic Apps. Let's go to design one. So this is a Logic App. So you see that this one is when a new tweet comes. This is very simple way you can select this one, and you see here settings as well. So here I have this. I'm searching for specific text, which is a Azure Singapore community, and I'm triggering it every often, like every 3 seconds. But you can change here as well. You can have a month, week, day, and like that, or you can have customized as well. And you can have more parameter as well based on a time zone or a start time. So that is information in my tweeters. And then I'm storing the sentiment in a variables. This is a variable also. You can easily drag and drop by just clicking on this plus icon, and you can add steps here like this way, add action. And you can select here variables as well. Yeah, you can select all. See, a lot of things you have it here, lot of things which you can use it in your Logic Apps. So let's move this one. We don't need it at the moment. Let's discard this. Anyway, it didn't save, so it's discard automatically. So then we are applying that into here our sentiment analysis, and we passing the tweet ID, tweet text, and we choosing language as well. Here you can use any other language, but we use English language. There is a list of language available which support by sentiment analysis. So that it, and then it will store here as a store or as a sentence. So I have used a sentiment. So at the moment it's a positive, negative, or neutral, but generally it has a score as well. And here I have added a condition because I need to find out if my sentiment is negative, sentiment equal to negative, or my sentiment score between like sentiment score is generally 0 to 1. So I would like to know that on above the 5 is a positive and below the 5 is negative. So if that case, then also I can add that condition as well. So this is a condition. And when this condition is satisfied, is true, that means our sentiment is negative, feedback is negative, and then we would like to send an email. So here we have used sending email functionality, and here we passing basic information like sentiments and tweets, original tweets and sentiments, and we sending someone. So I'm use my email ID, and we using the subject as well. So that's it. And if it's a positive, then we don't need to worry about that. We don't need to send anyone anything. If it's negative, then it's execute this area. But if positive, we don't need to worry about that. So that is sentiment analysis on tweet. So now let's do some tweets here. So if I do some tweets here, which is a negative one, I will do first a negative and then we do positive one. So let's see here. Where is our tweet? Let's close this one. Yeah, this is the one. So yep, it's still looking into that. Okay. So now let's trigger it here manually. And let's tweet as well here. So it will come here. It will trigger here and then it will shows you that it's a negative feedback or positive feedback. And then we get ideas. So here you can see that it's identified this is a keyword, and they found that someone has posted on that keywords. So here you can see that input. So this is a specific keywords, and this is my text. It is not good. So now not sure what they will find out. If I say it is not good, that means it's positive or negative. You can see the other parameters as well. Who did that as well, user information as well. And you can see other information as well. So that is that. Now let's see here. This is inputs and this is the outputs. And let's see now we are applying sentiment analysis on that. So we will see it's a positive or negative or what. So let's go to here. And here you can see that the sentiment is a negative. And as it is negative, it follow this part. And what it will do, it send an email to this person. That's me. So if you see in my Gmail with this subject, this is a subject and this is a body. Here you can use the Twilio to send a text as well, or you create some tickets which your other departments is looking, then you can do that as well. So if I go to my Gmail and I refresh it, you see that this email I just got it, and this is my original tweet, and I did on this community, this particular keyword, and it's negative. And I'm using my Outlook service. So this is my, it's sent from my Outlook. So this is my Outlook signature. So if I now go and will type a positive one, let's go to design one. And now if I type, let's run it. And when I type here positive one, and now if we come into here and see what it's doing, because now it won't send any email and it won't do anything because our tweet is positive. So we don't need to notify anyone to do something or improve something related to your service or products or anything. So it's executed, and here you will see that information regarding tweets, and it's really enjoying. And who did this is white. You can see other information, extra information as well. And here I just storing that value into that variable. That's it. Here you will see sentiment analysis applied. And this is a configuration. This is score as well. If you use a score which is always between 1, 0 and 1. So this is a score. It's a positive because it's 0.93. And these are the all other information regarding to that. And here you will see that it's a positive. Your sentiment is a positive. So that's why it's not running this one. So that's why you see this sign means it's skipped. This sign means it skip this execution. And here there is no any step. So it won't do anything. So that's it. Workflow run and it's do nothing because there is no any requirements. So that is, and you will see run history in here in overview. So we ran today 2 times logic apps, same logic apps. So you will see that is today's timestamp as well. And here you can see that same information which I showed you there on at same time. But when you trigger it automatically, at that time you're not able to view online. So at that time you need to go to in your run history, and you will check here. You can try to find out if something you need you would like to do or like that. So yeah. So let's go back to here. So yeah, so this is a very simple logic apps which you can build it within a few minutes. You can build your logic app within 5 to 10 minutes. It's that much simple, and you can deploy it using the Azure Portal or maybe other tools, whichever tool you use. And one more thing is you can easily move your logic apps. You can move your logic app into different subscription, and you can move your logic apps into different resource groups from here, and that way you can deploy as well. And here you can do many other things. You if you don't want to do based on a tweets, you can do based on feedbacks when you have online shoppings, or you have a coffee shop and you are getting regular feedbacks, then you can monitor that as well. So instead of tweets, you can use that data in either in Excel format, because logic apps help you to connect in Excel file as well. So you can have in Excel format, or you can have it in a SQL server which is on premise, or you can have that one into blob storage. You can have that file into blob storage, or you can do in various different way. And then you can apply a sentiment analysis in a logic apps with this one, and then you can identify information, and you can raise a ticket to your service desk team. They can immediately look that one, and they can immediately follow the negative feedback, and they try to improve that. And it may not be just negative feedback, it is something, it's requirements, they want something. Then also you can have the same thing, and you apply, you find out logic apps to prioritize work. Like this thing is not working, then that is main priority, and you would like to allocate it to your different teams, service desk team or like that, then you can do that one as well. And for that you can use logic apps as well, and you can build it very very quickly as well. So with that, let's go back to our presentation. So this is a demo which we have just seen. So now let's move into conclusion. So logic apps, as we seen that it's a Azure integration service, and you can use it with a data integration, app integration, or IoT situation like scenarios. And it is a serverless engine. It's a PaaS service, Azure PaaS service. So you don't need to worry about config infrastructure, software configuration, or web server configuration, or like that. Azure will do it for you. And because of the decision is a cost effective, because you pay only for what you use. Also it is drag and drop, a no code or low code solution. So you can easily build your pipeline, workflow pipeline, and anyone can do it because it's just drag and drop components, and you just connecting them and you setting few properties, and it help you to do automate and orchestrate your workflow. It's easy to deploy into different environments. You can use that ready-made template, or you can even download the ARM templates from Microsoft websites in GitHubs as well. And you know that you can trigger your logic apps automatically, and you can do it by based on a specific events or based on a time, and you can use based on a polling time or post techniques as well. So That's it, I think. And with that, I would like to thank you for attending that session. And I would like to thank you for this Azure Singapore community to allow me to present this session. And with that, now I'm open with questions.
Thank you, Alpa. It was a really very interesting session, and we have, I think, hope everyone have learned a lot. Hey, everyone, if you have any questions, so you can ask, or I think I have two questions here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
sure.
I just want to ask that you explained like we can export Logic apps via ARM templates. So is there
Mm-hmm.
any option? It's like we can do via the Bicep, because ARM templates and recently the new version is Azure Bicep. So is there any option that we can convert? We can get the template in Bicep format.
No, at the moment in a portal we can't do that because it's
Okay.
only allow us to do from a JSON format. So I think we need to convert ourselves in a Visual Studio project.
Okay.
So I can, yeah. So in Visual Studio we can create a Azure resource group projects and then we can convert it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And second one was like I mean, like how you showed the demo of sentiment analysis.
Mm-hmm.
So is there any template for it, or means like we need to do the from scratch? You know.
Actually, template also available. So if I show
Okay.
you here in a portal, so I think for that I need to click on a new logic apps. So if you go to an overview page when you create new logic apps, then you will easily get it. But I have already created. So here, so here you can choose your template as well,
Okay.
which is same page when you I showed you earlier when you create your logic apps. And here you can see that template is available.
Okay.
It's slightly different one, but yeah, see, tweets. There are many different way you can use it. Your templates for tweets
Okay.
and sentiment analysis as well. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that will be interesting for everyone.
yeah,
Okay, yeah, I think for me is that's okay. Hey guys, if you have any further questions, so you can ask, or you can reach out to Alpa on LinkedIn. She is active on LinkedIn, and yeah, for us, if you have any further questions, so you can email to us, or you can reach out to our Twitter handle, Asian Cloud Community, or my Azure Singapore. So we are really
yeah.
happy to help. And thank you, Alpa. Thank you again for a wonderful session. And hope we can see you in next upcoming meetups on some different
Yeah.
topic. Sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I just would like to add that if anyone would like to know about this template, then I can even add into GitHub, and then you just need to copy that JSON, and you can paste in even in your new Logic apps by go to here code review, and you just paste here, then it
Okay,
will
that
work
would
for
be
you.
great. That would be great.
Yep.
Maybe you can
Yeah.
share
Yeah.
your GitHub, or maybe
Yeah.
the PPT on the link something, so we can
Yeah. Sure.
add on the meetup group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. We'll do that. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining
Thank.
today.
Bye.
Bye.